So we are going to start with the section 1, 1.1, an astrologer's day. There are a few icebreakers given over here. So discuss with your partner and complete the activity. It is on the page number 1. So we are going to start with the page number 2, where there is information given about the author. So the author is the renowned writer Mr. R.K.Narayan. So he was born in the year 1906 and he left for the Holy Abbot in the year 2001. Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayanaswamy is one of the best known novelists among Indian English writers. He is the author of 14 novels, 5 volumes of short stories, and a number of travelogues, and has a collection of non-fiction to his credit. He also has written his memoir, My Days, 1975. Narayan has created the imaginary town of Malgudi, where realistic characters in a typically Indian setting lived amid unpredictable events. His stories are grounded in compassionate humanism and celebrate the humor and energy of ordinary life. His stories are characterized by a simple style and subtle spirit. Narayan was introduced to American readers in 1952 by the Michigan State University Press. These include Swamy and Friends, The Bachelor of Arts in 1937, The Dark Room 1938, An Astrologer's Day and Other Stories 1947, Mr. Sampath 1949, The Financial Expert in 1954, Waiting for the Mahatma 1955, The Guide 1958, and many other books. His novel, The Guide, won him the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1961, the most coveted literary honor in India. His writing is distinguished by humor and unoffending irony, a unique Indianness, and a simplicity which is utterly charming and authentic. Narayan typically portrays the peculiarities of human relationships and the paradoxes of Indian daily life. His style is graceful, marked by genial humor, elegance, and simplicity. So now we are going to start with the actual chapter, An Astrologer's Day. Punctually at midday, he opened his bag and spread out his professional equipment, which consisted of a dozen cowrie shells. So what do you mean by cowrie? A seashell that was used as shell money. A square piece of cloth with obscure mystic charts on it. Obscure means difficult to understand. Mystic means something that relates to supernatural powers and is not easily understood. A notebook and a bundle of palmyra writing. So palmyra, a kind of palm. His forehead was resplendent. Resplendent means bright, dazzling, and impressive, with sacred ash and vermilion. Vermilion, you all must be getting it. Vermilion means tika. And his eyes sparkled with a sharp, abnormal gleam, which was really an outcome of a continual searching look for customers, but which his simple clients took to be a prophetic light and felt comforted. The power of his eyes was considerably enhanced. Enhanced means increased by their position placed as they were between the painted forehead and the dark whiskers which streamed down his cheeks. Even a half-wit's eyes would sparkle in such a setting. To crown the effect, he wore a saffron-colored turban around his head. This color scheme never failed. People were attracted to him as bees are attracted to cosmos or dahlia stalks. He sat under the boughs of a spreading tamarind tree which flanked a path running through the town hall park. It was a remarkable place in many ways. A surging crowd was always moving up and down his narrow road from morning till night. A variety of trades and occupations was represented all along its way. Medicine sellers, sellers of stolen hardware and junk, magicians, and above all, an auctioneer of cheap cloth who created enough din all day to attract the whole town. Next to him, in vociferousness, means being loud and noisy, came a vendor of fried groundnut who gave his ware a fancy name each day, calling it Bombay ice cream one day, and on next Delhi almond, and on the third Raja's delicacy, and so on and so forth. And people flocked to him. A considerable portion of this crowd dallied. Dallied means wasted time just hanging around before the astrologer too. The astrologer transacted his business by the light of a flare which crackled and smoked up above the groundnut heap nearby. Half the enchantment means magical effect or charm of the place was due to the fact that it did not have the benefit of municipal lighting. The place was lit up by shop lights. One or two had hissing gaslights, some had naked flares stuck on poles, some were lit by old cycle lamps, and one or two, like the astrologer, managed without lights of their own. It was a bewildering, means confusing, crisscross of light rays and moving shadows. This suited the astrologer very well for the simple reason that had not in the least intended to be an astrologer when he began life, and he knew no more of what was going to happen to others than he knew what was going to happen to himself next minute. He was as much a stranger to the stars as were his innocent customers. Yet he said things which pleased and astonished everyone. That was more a matter of study, practice, and shrewd guesswork. Shrewd means good at judging people, clever. All the same, it was as much an honest man's labor as any other, and he deserved the wages he carried home at the end of a day. He had left his village without any previous thought or plan. If he had continued there, he would have carried on the work of his forefathers, namely tilling the land, living, marrying, and ripening in his cornfield and ancestral home. But that was not to be. He had to leave home without telling anyone, and he could not rest till he left it behind a couple of 100 miles. To a villager, it is a great deal as if an ocean flowed between. He had a working analysis of mankind's troubles, marriage, money, and the tangles of human ties. Long practice had sharpened his perception. Within 5 minutes, he understood what was wrong.